Good morning student, this is your computer class. Today we learn chapter number 10. Let's code in Python second. Okay, so father of Python is Vito van Rossum, and Python is an interpreted high level and general purpose programming language. Okay students, in this chapter we learn about conditionals in Python and loops in Python. Okay, so let's begin. You have learned about the three types of statements: input to accept input from the user, output to display the result or the output to the user, and assignment to assign values to the variables. Suppose you have to find the greater of two numbers. How will you code? You will ask the user to input two numbers. Then you will need to compare the two values and finally displays the result. In this case, the program will take the decision, basis the input from the user and display the greater number. The programming constructs or the statement you will use to compare and compute the result is known as conditional construct or conditional statement. Okay. To compare two numbers, relational operators are used as they form expression and return results in either true or false. Got it? Now relational operator. Relational operator compares the value on either side of them in a program. They are also called comparison operator. Assume that the values of a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. Then this operator is equal to, if the values of two operands are equal, then the condition becomes true. Okay. A equal to B is not true. Okay. Suppose A has 10 and B is 20. So A does not equal to 20. Yeah. 10 does not equal to 20. So it comes false. Okay. Then again see. It is not equal to. If values of two operators are not equal to, then conditional becomes true. A does not equal to B, so it's true. Then this is not equal to. If values of two operands are not equal, then conditional becomes true. Got it? A not equal to B is true. This is similar to this operators, not equal to operators. Now greater than, if the values of left operand is greater than the value of right operand, then conditional becomes true. A is greater than B is not true. Okay. Now less than, if the values of left operand is less than the value of right operand, then condition becomes true. A is less than B is true. A is 10 and B is 20. So it is 10 is less than 20. So it is true. Then greater than and equal to, if the values of left operand is greater than or equal to the value of right operand, the condition becomes true. A is 10 is greater than and equal to 20. So 10 is greater than or equal to 20. So it is not true. Then less than and equal to, if the values of left operand is less than or equal to the value of right operand, then condition becomes true. 10 is smaller than or equal to 20. So it's true. Got it? Program number 1. Use comparison operators and display the output. See, A equal to 10 and B equal to 20. So it is print A is greater than B. So is A is greater than B. 10 is greater than B. So it comes false. Then again A is smaller than B. Then it comes true. A is 10 and B is 20. So it is true. Then come true. A equal to B. So it is false. So it is false. A is not equal to B. So it is true. A is greater than or equal to V. So 10 is greater than or equal to V. So it is false. Then 10 is smaller than or equal to V. So it comes true. Okay students, so this is the output. Now logical operators. Logical operators are used to combine two or more conditional statements. The three logical operators in Python are explained in the table. Let A equal to true and B equal to false. And if both the operands are true, it means it returns true. Example, A is true and B is false. So it comes false. Okay. Then or if either of the operands are true, it returns true. A is true and B is false. So A is true. So it comes true. then not, it returns false if the operand or the conditional expression is true and vice versa. Okay students, not A. So A is true, so it comes false. Okay students, got it? Now program number 2. Use logical operators and display the output. Here we take A equal to true and B equal to false. So A and A. So this will true and false. So it comes false. Okay, so if both the operands are true, then it returns true. Okay, so here B is false, so that's why it comes output is false. Okay, then A or B. Here either of the operands are true, so it returns true. So here A is true, so it output is true. Then not A, so it comes false. Got it? This is for your practice. Okay. Now conditionals in Python. The conditional statement includes a conditional expression, operands and relational operators. Depending on the result of the expression, the next statement is to be executed is decided. Now no more. All control structures in Python use indentation to define blocks. If statement. It is the simplest form of conditional statements. It tests the condition. If true, proceed with the next statement, else it does nothing. So here is the syntax. If, then it is conditional expression, then statements. See, this is the flow of statement. This is the text expression. And if this text is false, so it comes here. And if it is true, then it comes here. Body of if part is executed. Got it? See, print the largest number of 3 numbers. Here we take num1 int. We take input from the user, enter the first name. So it will be printed, enter the first name. Then it takes the input from the user. So it comes 23. It is of int type. Then again enter the second number. So second number is take. Input is taken by the user 45. It is an int type, so it comes int. Then again this. Then largest equal to num1. If whatever number is in num1, so it is stored in largest variable. Okay. Then if a statement is come, if num2 is greater than largest, so whatever is num2 45 and largest is 23. So 45 is greater than larger, so it is true. If it is 45 is greater than largest, so it is true. So if num2 is stored in largest, so 45 is stored in largest variable. Got it? Then again if it is false, then if num3 is greater than largest, if largest is 34, okay, largest is 45, then 45 is stored in largest 3. Largest 3 is 34. Okay, num3 is 34. Then num3 is stored in largest, means 34 is stored in largest. Then print the largest number is largest. Got it? So here is num2 is 45 and largest is 23. So largest is here num2 means 45 is stored in largest. Okay, so it will be becomes largest. Got it? Then if else statement. If test the condition, if true, proceeds with the next statement, and if the result is false, then the else statement are executed. Got it? Here is a syntax. If conditional expression, then statements, then else, then statements. See, this is the flow. Operations of if else statement. This is the process. If this is false, then it comes body of the else statement is print, and if it is true, so body of if is print. Okay, check if the age is greater than 18, print you are eligible to vote, else print you are not eligible to vote. See, this is the program. Here age equal to int, input, enter your age. So enter your age is printed, and input, it takes the input from the user and it is in int type. Okay, so user give input 12. Then if 12 is greater than 80, so it is true. No, it is false. So else part is executed. You are not eligible to vote. Okay, this is printed. If age if a user give input 20, so 20 is greater than 18, so it is true. So this part is executed. You are eligible to vote. Got it? Now no more. Then if block can have only one else block. Got it? This is for your homework, students. Okay. Now if else statement, if there is a situation that you have to include multiple conditions, then if else statement is used. It tests the condition. If true, it proceeds with the next statement. If it is false, then the next condition in the if block is checked. If true, the statement under the if block are executed and this continues. Finally, if none of the blocks are true, then the statement under the else condition are executed. This is the syntax. If conditional expression, here is this statement, then elif conditional expression statement, then again elif conditional expression statement, and this goes going on, and then the last statement else statements. Okay, this is the flow. Here is a conditional one. If it is true, so body of elif part is executed, and if it is false, then again condition 2. Then what if it is true, then again a body of elif. If it is false, then again conditional 3, and if it is true, then again else if part, and if it is false, then else part. Got it? Now no more. Elif stands for else if. Okay, the if block can have multiple elif blocks. Got it, students? See, this is the program. Check if a number is greater to or equal to another number. Here is it take n1 equal n1 is a variable, and this is the printed. Okay, and input, it takes the input from the user and it should be in int type. Okay, so user give 12, then again enter the second number and it takes the input from the user and it should be in int type. So user give 15. So if n2 means 15, if 15 is greater than n1, 12. If 15 is greater than 12, 15 is greater than 12, yes, it is true, 15 is greater than 12. Then this part is executed, n2 is greater than n1. Whatever is n2 is 15, so 15 is greater than 12. Okay, so it will be printed. Okay, now then second, enter the first number 99. User give input 99 and the second number it gives 76. Okay, so this is n1 and this is n2. 76 is n2, 76 is greater than 99, so it is false. Then elif part is executed. 99 is greater than n2, yes, it is true. So n1 means 99 is greater than n2 means 76. So 99 is greater than 76. It will be output. Okay, students. Now program number 6. Accept marks in 3 subjects and give grades accordingly. Okay. Here we take English. English is a variable equal to int, then input enter marks is stored in English out of 100. Okay, so it will be printed and it takes input from the user. Then it should be an int type. Okay, so user give 94. Okay, then again for Hindi, user give input 91. Yeah, then again FRE. What is this? FRE. So it give input from the user 99 for the FRE subjects. Okay, then it should then total ENG plus HIN then plus FRE. Okay, then these all the threes are add, then it will whatever is the answer, so it will store in total. So this 96, 97 and 91 and 97 and 99, these all threes are added and it will store in total variable. Okay, then total marks is scored total. So if total is printed 292, okay, then it is checked. Okay, if what is tot is 292. If 292 is greater than or equal to 290, so this will be printed excellent, you scored grade A, so it will be printed. Okay, students, so see this, if these all three this is the second user type, user input. If this user give this variable for English and this 87 for Hindi, and this 98 for FRE. So he get total marks 274. Okay, so this is the total variable 274. So it checked if 274 is greater than or equal to 290. So it is false. So else if part is executed. 274 is greater than or equal to 230. It should be smaller than. Okay, this is misprint. 274 is smaller than or equal to 230. So it is printed. Okay, students, very good. You scored grade B. Got it? Now nested if statement. There are maybe situation when you want to check for another condition after a condition resolves to true. Hence, you will need to place if else inside another if else construct. This is called the nested if else construct. Syntax: if, this is the condition, then again if, then again condition, else, then this is a statement. If the outer or the parent expression evaluates to be true, the control is passed to the inner if conditional expression. If it evaluates to be false, the control is passed to the outer else. This is the outer cells. Got it? See program number 7. Accept a number and check it is positive or negative number. This is the program. Num, then equal to int, then input, then this is then. So it is printed. Okay. Then it takes the input from the user. So input gives 65. Then it should be an int type. So it is 65. So it is integer. Okay. Then it check the value. If num is greater than or equal to 0. So user type input 65. So it checked 65 is stored in num variable. Okay. 65 is greater than or equal to 0. So it is true. So this is printed. 65 is a positive number. Okay. Then again this is the second user input. If user input is minus 73. Okay. So this minus 73 is stored in num variable. So minus 73 is greater than or equal to 0. So it is false. So else part is executed. Num means minus 73 is a negative number. Got it? Then see program number 8. Accept marks in 5 subjects and display the grade using logical operators. Got it? See, this is English. So these all are the same. This is printed, then user give 82, then again for HIN Hindi, then user input 82, then again for FRE, then 84 user give input, then MAT maths, then user give input 91, then again SC means science 79. Okay, so these all user give input. Then these all variables are total and it is stored in TOT variable. Okay, then average is taking average tot variable, then it is in 5. This is 5 subject 1 2 3 4 5. So it is divided by 5. So averages come. Okay, so it is stored in AVJ average. Then again it printed the total and it printed the average variables. Okay, so this is the marks obtained. Total marks is scored 424 and average marks is scored 84.8. Okay, then it checked the condition. If AVJ means 84.8. If 84.8 is greater than or equal to 90, then print grade A. So it is false. So else if part is executed. Okay, students. If 84.8 is greater than or equal to 80 and 84.8 is smaller than 90, so print grade B. So it is true. So it print grade B. Okay, then this is for your homework, students. Okay, so next topic I will provide you in next video. Thank you, student. Stay home and stay safe.